welcome to another video in which we are going to be looking at the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. So the Bonefire Tarot arrives in a large, sturdy cardboard box with a lovely blue pull tab. And as you can see, it almost looks like a woven basket in style. There's a beautiful fire kind of emblem on the front. It's just beautiful. So if we open this box, you can see inside there is the Bonefire Tarot guidebook and the deck, which has been neatly split into two. So if we take a closer look at the guidebook, you can see it is a really lengthy colour printed read. It's 193 pages in length. Included in the guidebook you have a beautiful introduction and contents page and a really lengthy preface which explains where the Bonefire Tarot set about, and then you've got further information upon the major arcana. Each of the cards are given a beautiful double or triple page spread, as you can see. Okay, and when it comes to the minor arcana, you're given a double page spread for each one. And then at the back of the book, Gabby has included a couple of spreads which you can use and some information upon reading the tarot. So, and then there's this beautiful glossary explaining all the symbols within the deck, which there are loads of throughout the deck, so it explains them. And then we've got some information about Gabby. So it's a really lengthy read. This is far more than you'd ever get with like a little white book or a little information leaflet. This is a really informative book, ideal for beginners, and it's a really interesting read for those of us who are more experienced with reading. So we'll move on to having a look at the deck. This is the Bonefire Tarot. As you can see, the backs are reversible. It's a beautiful shiny deck. It's not edged, so it's got this white plain edging. But the backs are in a lovely black and white. It's almost, I would say, a charcoal black. But the artwork on this deck is stunning, okay? The cards, as you can see, are quite chunky. They're glossy and they're really nice in quality. Okay, so you've got that nice shiny gloss going on there. Okay, we'll take a look through the deck. Here is the Bonefire Tarot, and we'll go through the cards one at a time. We'll start with the Fool. As you can see, it is like tattoo art. Gabby explains in her book that her cards came from an idea. She first did a painting of the lovers, which actually isn't in this deck, but it was a painting of the lovers that she created for some of her friends that were due to get married. They never actually tied the knot, but this was a kind of artwork that made her begin working with tattoo-based art, like Sailor Jerry style. And this is the result. Basically, a few years later, she'd created the Bonefire Tarot. Absolutely phenomenal. It's just beautiful. So we've got black borders on these cards, and you have this lovely gold italic font for your titling. However, you've also got in each card a title in the artwork, and the cards are so busy. There's so much going on, so much colour. They're so rich. So there's the Fool. And then we have the Magician. How beautiful is that? It's really nice, isn't it? And you've got up here like the pack of playing cards, if you will. I really like this. And then we've got the High Priestess. I love the cloud that comes across with the titling, and you've even got the number on there. It's really good. And the colours and just the imagery is just wonderful. This is my favourite card in the entire deck. For whatever reason, I just love this card, the Empress. It's stunning, isn't it? It's so rainbow, so colourful. It's just beautiful. Then we have the Emperor. Excuse the lighting in this video, by the way. It is an autumn evening. It is an autumn deck, so it's an autumn evening. We're reviewing in autumn. So the lighting keeps changing a bit because it's dark outside. So this is the Emperor. We have there this very sorry look on his face, the roses, the eagle down in the corner, the crown. It's just really interesting card. And the Hierophant. This reminds me of like the King of Hearts in like standard playing cards. But there's so much more going on there. You've got the keys, you've got all the elements, you've got the triangle with the eye, and all these symbols are explained in Gabby's glossary. There's so many symbols throughout the major arcana and through the minor arcana actually. The Lovers, a little bit of a naughty card there, but very tattoo art. Love it, love it, love it. Now this wasn't the Lovers that Gabby designed for her first piece of artwork, but it is the Lovers in this deck and I think it's beautiful. The Chariot, another wonderful card there. So busy. You've got the bulldogs there, which obviously are the method of transport. Strength. How beautiful is that? And the Hermit. Sorry, I keep stacking the cards to make it easier for you to see. The Hermit, I think that's really nicely done. I love the flowers in this card and the cherries, and the symbology is just wonderful. The Wheel of Fortune. And Justice. Beautiful card. Very, very busy. The Hanged Man. And if we turn, I always do this, I always turn it the other way up so you can have a look at their expression. Totally calm and chilled out there, hanging upside down. And I love all the little flames and the half-bitten apples. It's very Adam and Eve. And then we've got 13, which we know is death, but it hasn't been labelled as death on the card. I find that quite interesting. I'm not sure about these in the background. It reminds me a bit of New York, but hey-ho. Temperance. I love the balance here of the liquid literally pouring from her mind. And she's reaching for the glass with the ice cubes in there. You've got that hot and cold balance. And the Devil. Cigarette in the mouth. Pentagram on the head there. Long sharp nails, all very interesting. And then we have the Tower. It's a really interesting tower. I like the bell and the falling and the lightning and the flames and the playing cards coming down and the crown falling down upside down. It's just all chaos, isn't it? Exactly what the Tower's all about. The Star, such a beautiful card. I love the bunting here and the stars in the sky. And you've got this balance, you've got the Temperance coming through here as well. And the Moon. Very interesting moon there with the wolves howling up towards the moon. And the cup, which looks like it's pouring the liquid. It's beautiful. And then we've got the Sun. A gorgeous sun card there. It's just stunning. And Judgment. Now, I wasn't so sure about this card when I first saw it. I can see now I like the time there, like time running out and the skull and crossbones in the corner, if you will. But it was just the expression on her face that I wasn't sure about, but hey-ho. And the World. So it's a traditional Rider-Waite deck, but with a modern twist and a lot more symbology. And the colour, isn't it just phenomenal? So moving on to the Wands, we've still got this wording here in the titling of in the art, and we've got very autumnal acorns and trees, if you will, for the Ace of Wands. Beautiful card. And another one of my favourite cards here is the Two of Wands. I just love that kind of river from the sun coming down, that liquid, that creativity. Three of Wands, very similar to the Two of Wands there. Interesting, eh? And the Four of Wands. Now, I looked at this before and I said, goodness, it looks like a Halloween scene because you've got them steps from the front door and it almost looks like they're dressed up, a bit like trick-or-treaters. But it's obviously like celebration and get-togethers, and it's lovely. And then we've got the Five of Wands. The acorns on fire. You'll see the fire obviously runs through this deck with it being the Bonefire Tarot. Bonefire is actually a very old word for bonfire. So when I first saw this deck, I actually thought it did say Bonefire Tarot. But it is really that. It is, Bonefire is bonfire. So here we go. Seven of Wands. Another pretty card. And the Eight of Wands. I love the speed. I love how the acorns are like flying through the air. You can see the letters there, and there's all sorts of the crystals and the rainbow kind of liquid river there. And the Nine of Wands, a little bit grim, but still very interesting. And then we have the 10 of Wands. Yep, beautiful card again. And then the page, surrounded by apples. Love it. And the Knight of Wands. And then the Queen of Wands. And I think she's stunning with a sunset going on there. And the King of Wands holding a giant acorn. How fantastic is that? So moving on to the cups, we have the Ace of Cups. How beautiful is that? I love it. Then birds and the heart and the big cup and the sunset, and it's like flamingos, isn't it? It's just, well, they're not flamingos, but with these flowers it gives the impression of the tall legs on the birds, but it's not. Just lotus flowers, an absolutely gorgeous card. And then the Two of Cups, the lovers, if you will. It's absolutely beautiful. I must say that about every card. It's absolutely beautiful, but it is. It's such a beautiful deck. Then we have the Three of Cups, the sisterhood. I love it. And the Four of Cups, that dissatisfaction. I like how the twine is in a heart shape. And then we have the Five of Cups, where you can feel the woe and the misery and the upset there. It's in the colour scheme. It's a beautiful card, but you can feel the emotion. Six of Cups, that nostalgia. You can see the home in the background and the castle. And the Seven of Cups. I love all the balloons. I think they're really pretty with all the options in. And then we have the Eight of Cups. That turned back, walking away. And the Nine of Cups. This is usually the wish card. I don't really see this as a happiness wish card, but I certainly do with this one. The Ten of Cups. How gorgeous is that scene? The rainbow over the picnic blanket. And then we have the Page of Cups. I always associate this card with my daughter. And the Knight of Cups. Now he's kind of like clouded. I kind of like that with the horse. And the Queen of Cups. I love her, like, are these spikes or is it a headband? I love all the colours coming out there. And the King of Cups. Yeah. So moving on to the swords, I have a very interesting ace. I love the colours in this, the purples and the pinks against that black. It's just so bright against the dark. It's really, really bright. And all the artwork is, it's phenomenal. It's a Two of Swords. And the Three of Swords. This is obviously, you know, this isn't a card I ever really wish to get, but it's certainly a nice take on the card. This is my card, the girl in the bath. I love a good bath, and she's got red hair. Nice, relaxing, chill out kind of card. Rest and relaxation. Then we have the Five of Swords, which is literally as you see it. It's a very interesting card. And then the Six of Swords. And the Seven. And you know, like seven's meant to be like kind of this feeling of being robbed, if you will. I like how they're in a black and white stripy t-shirt like a criminal. And the Eight of Swords. And then we have the Nine of Swords. I don't quite know if I like what she's doing with her hands, but it works really well. And the Ten of Swords are overwhelming. Page of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, that fast action, that swift kind of hero, if you will. I love it. And the Queen of Swords. Well, they always say about the Queen of Swords like being this professional woman. I see her here with a knife, and it's almost like there's veins running down the arm. It reminds me of something medical, which is kind of, sometimes it can be. And then we've got the King of Swords. And then the Ace of Coins. How pretty is this? Isn't it just lovely? And you've got the water there running through the valley. Oh, it's lovely. And the Two of Coins. That balance. And then we have the Three of Coins. Another beautiful card. And the Four. For some reason, when I first saw this, I saw him to be a bit like Gollum. I think it was the way he's sat. and the 5 of Coins. There's that nice warm fire inside there, and she's choosing to sit outside on the snowy steps. It's her own choice, that's her own decision. So, 6 of Coins. How awesome is this? Really good card. And the 7 of Coins. I like the ladder there. And the 8 of Coins, the artist at work. And the 9 of Coins. What a beautiful card. And the 10. And then we have the Page, who doesn't look too happy in this picture, but still all that fruit. You have that earthly feeling throughout the coins. Here's the Knight. And the Queen, with a card tucked down atop there. And the King, the final card. So, this is the Bonefire Tarot. You can get this direct from Schiffer if you're in the USA, or if you're in the UK, you can get it from Gazelle Book Publishing Services. I can see that it's also available on Amazon if you're interested in this deck. It's really fairly priced, and I would certainly recommend it. It shuffles really nicely because it's glossy. The cards are absolutely magnificent in their artwork style. It is very tattoo, but it's very, very me. It's an awesome autumnal deck that I would thoroughly recommend. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope you found it informative. Let me know if you like the Bonefire Tarot, if you've got the Bonefire Tarot, or what your opinions are on this deck. I'd love to hear. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.